Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ryan, George Fair. So I just went to the alcohol store and I bought some alcohol. I made some coffee. Let's see, tomorrow is Monday, which the 3rd. Today is Sunday the 2nd, 2020, October 2nd, 2022, and tomorrow is Monday the 3rd, 2022. So tomorrow means that my first girlfriend Alicia works. Brian, who owns Order House, I talked to him about 4 months ago. My first kiss named Emma doesn't use social media. Brooke Dirks on Brian George Fair Ripoff Report, I think is a nurse now. My third girlfriend Tanya died 4 or 5 years ago, who was black. My fourth one named Nadia denied my request when I sent it to her sometime about 9 or 10 months ago. And then my fifth girlfriend Sabrina Little Rochelle, that is on YouTube as the Little Rochelle Crew, that I fingered when I was 17. Is my friend on my One Ryan Fair Facebook. I think my dad went over to Margie Robichaux's house today. That's Tourette syndrome in my neck. So I think my dad went over to Margie Robichaux's. I'm going to play my Ryan Alien docents for today. I talked to Skankisha last night on my Ryan being alien Facebook or my Ryan winning Facebook. Sometime last year I worked at an alcohol store. And the Rob Meyer, People Quince boy, that lives in Bel Air worked with me for a bit. But the manager was mean to me. I sent Rob Meyer a friend request to be united, not that I really care because he bullied me. When I was young and his mom died while she was pregnant. And I don't feel sorry because Rob Meyer and Dylan Meyer and MJ Meyer bullied me. And then, like I said, sometime 10 months ago, I had a girlfriend with black hair named Berta. And me and my friend with black hair had sex with her together, and this boy named, who was Hispanic and Indian, had sex with my girlfriend with black hair. And then, like I said, just the other day, I talked to my black friend named Jamal. From the time until I was like 26 until I was 28 or 29, and I'm 39, or 26 until I was 28. I was a member of the Sugar Pride Act team, and they abused me, mentally, emotionally, verbally, and psychologically. That my dad George hired for me. And then, like I said, Alex Stephen Griffith, that was on an episode of the Larry King Show, that stole the things out of that woman's house, that slept with, this girl with black hair named Katie and this other girl named Allison Freeman, that are huge bitches. Alex wanted to put things about me on Ryan George Fair Ripoff Report, and Alex would talk about his playground, and it impresses girls. Now, what Alex did with his Karofsky playground project was something I never talked about again. And you never see tweets about Alex's playground on Twitter. But once every 2 weeks, there are 3 new tweets where people want to know what happened to Charolade. And for years, people assumed I wasn't even real. And Courtney Lynn King brought bed bugs in my house, who was Alex's girlfriend. And my dad George finally got rid of them. And then, like I said, Marjorie Brubaker made Ripoff Report about me when I was 20 or 21. But she's been stalking me ever since I was 16 years old. And like I said, sometime when I was 26, I was in Jeff McGaney's Bloodstar Coven. And I would go over to his house and he would hold knives to my neck. Which is cruel and evil. And I sent messages to this rapper named Damon Winning or Damon Dash that's in jail. That is a coincidence person with a Dan Reichley boy that uses Facebook. And then, like I said, when I was 14, I fingered my first girlfriend, Alicia. My second girlfriend, Brooke Dirks, who is a former schizophrenic self-harmer that is a nurse, that got her self-harm scars covered up with tattoos, or got them lasered over, is a nurse now. My third black girlfriend, Tanya, died, who was black. My fourth, Nadia, denied my request. And then I had my fifth girlfriend, Sabrina LaRochelle, as my friend on my One Brian Fair Facebook. Now, Alicia and Sabrina are the only two girlfriends I talk to. I only talked to Brian, who installed her house 5 months ago. It's been 4 years since I talked to Billy Wesley Fouts, and sometime about 11 months ago, I talked to Kelly J. Cotto only on one day. And like I said, Marjorie wrote down on her Ripoff Report that the FBI was after me, even though no police or FBI came to my house for several years. Even though I was an admin of BHH. And she joined BHH and things like that as this one account. And she never made a Ripoff Report about Josh Knight. Even though on Josh Knight's X or Roar Josh X Facebook or whatever, he has pictures of Marjorie Brubaker on there. And then, like I said, I was in martial arts sometime about 2 years ago, and I was just a weight belt. And I work out in my room with my weights during the day. And because I believe in Hecate, I bought this owl statue. I bought this dragon statue. I bought this skull and I lit candles. And then, like I said, for about 10 months, this guy whose name was Levi Carver, they would comment on Ryan Rosenzweig's Shirley video. All my videos had dislikes on them because I wrote down that I don't like Billy Wesley Fouts as my ex-boyfriend because of the status updates he made about me, because of the fact that I don't like him, because he was a bad boyfriend to me, and people dislike my videos. I wrote down that I just don't like him as my ex-boyfriend. I wrote down that I like Kelly J. Cotto on One Day better than him. And I wrote down that I have no attachment to Billy Wesley Fouts or Brian, who in the Hoarder House on Jessica's Lane, but I like Kelly J. Cotto. And I talk to Kelly J. Cotto sometimes. I wrote down that I had a girlfriend with black hair 10 months ago. I wrote down that at any point I can appear on Marjorie's stupid Ripoff Report, where she wrote down that the FBI was after me, even though no police or FBI ever came to my door. Quite the contrary, my dad has been taking me to mental hospitals ever since I was 15 for bipolar disorder. And then when I was 20 or 21, I was sick from Ripoff Report, which is why when I'm about a camera posted her Ripoff Reports, because she's a schizophrenic that believes that everybody that doesn't agree with her is demon or on the dark side. And she lives in her own fantasy world and she has no real friends. You know, it's been a while since I've seen my friends, but I plan to see my alternative school friends soon, like my friend Davon, that I talked to on Facebook last night. Or maybe my friend Jamal, or maybe my friend Victor, and I cut James Coleman out. And like I said, I don't talk to Jared anymore, who is the Billy Wesley Phelps Climb People Coincidence person. And like I said, my grandmother got surgery on her knee, and for people who want to sit there and think that I'm abusive to my dad, he literally punched me in the face, and I sat there and took it sometime in 2019 or 2020. And he's been laying his hands on me ever since I was 16, and he always starts arguments with me. It did not take me to the doctors when I had bleeding problems for years. Because he's evil and cruel. And my days as a young adult are spent going to the alcohol stores and buying alcohol with my disability money because I have 500 left over. Talking to my friends on Facebook because on my Ryan Fair Facebook I have 4,000 friends. And in 2020 I was sick of Alex and his friends putting things about me on Ripoff Report, and it made me angry that I couldn't make a girlfriend no matter what I would do, even though I'm almost 8 inches down there. And Brian Silva is able to make stupid videos and become famous from it. Meanwhile, I was cheated on and stolen from by all my girlfriends. There's slander pages out there with my name. And I have PTSD and schizophrenia. And I have a creative mind when I make all my Sims on my Ryan Aliendo Sims 4. Because I have a creative mind. And like I said, in my alternative school for which I was one of the most popular boys there. Because Victor was my best friend. And like I said, I'm literally descending my mom's side of the family. Because of my dad, George Fair, to drop dead tomorrow. I could call my mom, Pam Lily, on the phone, and she would not move me in, like I said. And you can go on Maryland Judiciary K-search and look up Tony Mitchell Willie and see his record. And then, like I said, Alicia has charges on Maryland Judiciary K-search. And Brooke Dirks doesn't have charges, but Alicia does. Alicia has destruction charges, and I burned a picture of this boy with Alicia sometime when I was 14 or 15. And then I fingered her. And then I fingered Sabrina LaRochelle when I was 17. And then because my buddy loved dad, George Fair is evil, he didn't buy me a car when I was 17 or 18. It literally took my friend being shot by an officer when I was 20 or 21. It literally took someone dying for my sick ass dad to go out and buy me a car and a license. And because of my parents, I was in a holding cell once. Because they're evil, twisted people. My dad knows I'm schizophrenic and he still attacks me. And I don't fight him back because he knows. But even though, he would scratch his own face and call the police on me. And then, like I said, my stepdaughter's Kaja bit me on my back sometime when I was 12 or 13. And they punished me even though she bit me. And then, like I said, all I wanted to do was talk to Jeffree Star. Because Charlotte was a nightmare for me where people would make status updates about me and like them that were negative. And with Billy Wesley Fouts, I always looked the other way at him because he's a boy. Which is why I type things about me not being gay on Ryan George Fair Ripoff Report. Because from the time until I was 17 until I was 20, I hope to just be able to walk away from him and live a normal life. But because of Marjorie's ripoff report that I wish I could sue her for, not that it matters because they're giving me a house because of her, I'll never be able to walk away from Charolade because I taught my friends about it. Anybody can look up Ryan George Fair and look up Charolade. And people in BHH knew about me. Not that it matters because BHH is shut down. And Billy Wesley Fouts is famous. And if Billy Wesley Fouts were to open up a YouTube channel and talk a bunch of crap about me, people would sit there and like it. So I hope to be able to just walk away from him. But I taught Alex about it because it was a part of my life from the time until I was 16 until I was 20 or 21 because my dad, who was sick, didn't buy me a car or a license or let anybody else come over except for him. And then, like I said, I hung out with James, who stole from me. Or not James, but Alex, who was on an episode of Larry King, who stole from me. And then James has PTSD and he's Mormon. And then, like I said, I did witchcraft with Jeff sometime. And I shower a lot during the day, and I get cold. And I drink to cope with my sadness. And like I said, Tyler Sylvester, the former Bloodstar Coven boy, talks crap about me. But because my family just is that evil, I would never be able to walk away from my life with Cheryl Aid. Because it literally affected my life from the time until I was 16 until I was 20. But before that, I had a life at my mom's. Not that that matters, because my family is evil. Or my stepdad would lock me in closets and put me in rooms and lock the door. And my stepbrother TJ pulled my pants down. And he would sleep with mixed girls. And his white girlfriend named Tessa, they kissed me as some kind of sick game. And then, like I said, I could literally call my mom. And she would not move me in if my dad were to drop dead. And my mom, Pam, thought my dad was a rapist. And my mom and dad got divorced because my dad never fucked my mom. And then, like I said, I was popular at my ShopRite job. Just like I was popular at Fort Bush. Just like I was popular at Arrow. And I had friends there. Like my friend Austin with black hair. Like Creepy Ryan. Alright, this is going on almost 29 minutes. Much love and peace to everybody from Ryan George Fair. I hope everybody's good. I'm going to try and play my Sims 4 today. And maybe I'll upload a new video when I sober up and I go to the store and I buy a new wig. Much love and peace to everybody from Ryan George Fair.